Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Code Man Movies. Didn't get to watch as much as I would have liked to this week, but we still got some things to talk about, of course. Hey, guys, let's start talking about the box office. Top Gun almost hit number one again. What the hell? This is awesome. It hit $1 billion. Second movie to do it since COVID. This is crazy and incredible, and it's my third favorite movie of the year, so I'm not complaining. That's freaking awesome. So yeah, box office is insane. That's just something I needed to bring up. People are watching my videos still. That Top Gun video, speaking of Top Gun, is at like 25,000, I think, now. I have like 34 subscribers. And even last week's video has like almost 2,000 views, I think, or something like that. I can't remember. But anyways, guys, I just wanted to bring that up. That's awesome. Box office is awesome. My videos, the views are awesome. Thank you so much. I'm going to continue trying to do things to make these videos a little better since people are actually watching them now. Hopefully soon maybe get a microphone. I got to start saving up for that. So yeah, but hopefully down the line things will get a little bit better, and I can continue doing little things to make things look a little better, sound a little better. Although today's not one of those days. My dishwasher's on. Maybe you can hear it. It's not a super loud dishwasher, but it's my dishwasher. If you're wondering what that sound is. So yeah, guys, it's been a great week for movies and a great week for Code Man movies. Grab your alcoholic beverage. I am doing a clobber and clobber. I think I've already had this one with you guys before, but need to use some up. I need to also buy some more. I'm going to Chicago in a month, and need to have some Brewing Project beers for my buddy in Chicago. So. Whew, that one's tart. It's kind of sour. But yeah, guys, this is sour ale. Wow. It's sour. Anyways, guys, so yeah, you'll be seeing me drinking Brewing Project beers because that's what I need to drink right now. So yeah, guys, strap in, grab yourself a alcoholic beverage. Yeah, let's get started, shall we? This week, first movie I watched was Cruel Intentions. This was for my film group. I had never seen this movie before. I had definitely heard of it before, but had never seen it before. What I have to say about this movie is it's a very 90s movie. It has all the 90s songs, the 90s shots, the 90s edits, and it's not the 90s anymore. And watching this movie was a little jarring for me. It's just a little too 90s for me, in my opinion. Also, something this movie does that I don't always love, I think I've talked about this in past episodes, is I don't like when all the people in the movie are unlikable. There's been very few movies that I've watched where I like likable characters. It all seems to be Martin Scorsese movies, too. It's really hard for me to get on board with unlikable characters. Everyone in this movie is an unlikable character. Our two main leads are snotty, snooty, rich kids that make a bet with each other that is just wrong. If you haven't seen this movie, basically this stepbrother, this stepsister make a bet that he can't get the headmaster's daughter to sleep with him because she's like a virgin and a goody two-shoes, so he makes her a bad girl. That's kind of what the premise of this movie is. And it's just icky. Just going into it, I didn't like that premise. It's a little too much. There's just no reason. And then the fact that their stepbrother and stepsister made it even more uncomfortable. I think their chemistry together is terrible. Ryan, Felipe, and Sarah, Michelle Gellar, their chemistry sucks, in my opinion. And as I was watching the movie with my film group, someone mentioned the fact that they are stepbrother, stepsister. It probably is a little awkward, which I get in a sense, so I'll give it a little bit of ease. But still, even at the end of the day, I didn't buy the chemistry. The Reese Witherspoon's also in this movie, early movie of hers. She kind of plays the headmistress girl. yeah, it's just a lot of 90s things in this movie. It's a melodramatic teen movie is really what it is, and I'm not a teenager anymore, and it just didn't work for me. There's also an extremely messed up scene in this movie. It's practically rape. Not quite. It's borderline. It's blackmail for sure, and it's just disgusting. Ryan Felipe's character in this movie is disgusting. And then by the end of the movie, they try to make him this good guy that has changed and become a good person, and you just don't buy it. Not after the crap that he's done. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just, this is a good enough shot movie. It's just a decent 90s movie. That's all I can really say about this movie. I don't love this movie. It made me very uncomfortable in the wrong ways. At the end of the day, I can't give this that great of a score. I'll give it a 4 out of 10. Not my favorite. You know, very 90s-y for sure. There's some fun moments, don't get me wrong. This is a guilty pleasure kind of fun movie. I could watch this again under the influence. And that's about it. Otherwise, I do not want to watch this movie again. It's so uncomfortable, so icky at times, and just everyone is just pieces of crap. And I hate that in movies. So, yeah, that is Cruel Intentions for you guys. Not my favorite, but, you know, still a fine 90s movie. Next up, I'm going to make sure this is still working. I hate when things don't work. How have you guys been doing? Everyone doing good? I want everyone to start commenting down below. Let's start talking. Come on. Let's make a Codeman Movies group where we all start talking to each other. Thumbs up, something. You know, I've been getting a couple thumbs up. I shouldn't say I don't get thumbs up, but, you know, give me a couple thumbs up, something. I don't know. Anyways, let's continue talking about movies and not doing what all the YouTubers do, because that's not what Cody does. Next up, guys, we have Brokeback Mountain. Brokeback Mountain, movie that came out, what was it, 2005? I want to say 2005. Was nominated for Best Picture, lost to Crash. Probably should have won Best Picture that year. But it is what a lot of people call the gay cowboy movie. And I don't think that that's what we should be calling it. It is much more than that. It's a beautiful love story, is just what it is. And yes, is it about two men? Yes. Is it about two men that are cowboys? I mean, they're not cowboys. They're wearing cowboy hats. And so, I guess. But not really all that it's about. But it is a beautiful love story. It is directed by Ang Lee, who is just a phenomenal director. He has won a few Oscars now. Starring Heath Ledger and Jake Gyllenhaal, both early in their... Well, I mean, I guess not early in their career for Heath Ledger, because he died 3 years later. But both were, you know, still getting their footing in their careers, not getting big roles quite yet. This is a beautiful movie, guys. The acting in this movie is phenomenal. The chemistry between Ledger and Gyllenhaal, you feel that chemistry. The writing is absolutely fantastic. There's a lot of conversations that are had in this movie that you could feel yourself going through with other people. If you don't know the story of the movie is about two men that do fall in love, and eventually, but it takes place in the 60s, I want to say. And they have to hide this fact. They have to hide the fact they love each other. And they move on to marry other women. And throughout the years, they get married, they have kids, and they have to hide this relationship. And they meet up every year or so, essentially, to have a weekend of being together. And that's essentially what this movie's about. Just so beautifully directed, so beautifully written. Cinematography is top-notch in this movie. I forget who the cinematographer is, and I wish I could remember it off the top of my head, but I can't. Such beautiful cinematography in this movie. The way they capture the mountains where they go to be alone, absolutely stunning. All around, just a beautiful, beautiful film. So beautifully acted, so beautifully directed. There are some pacing issues in this movie, though. There are moments where the movie just kind of feels like it is stopping at a stoplight. It abruptly stops, and it's jarring. And then what also happens, this movie takes place years. At the beginning of the movie, they first meet and they go do their stuff. They meet each other. They fall in love, and then some years go by, and they have now like gotten married, and then more years, and then they meet up, and then more years go by, and they don't look like they age very much, so it's really hard to tell how many years have gone by. The best way to know is by their kids. Seeing how, their kids are babies and now they're adults, that's the best way to see the passage of time. And it can just be a bit jarring. It's just hard to know how much time has gone by, what exactly has been going on. It can get a little confusing at times watching this movie. This movie, though, has such a powerful ending that I have to talk about. So simple of an end, but it's not simple of an end. I'm going to spoil the movie because it's kind of hard to talk about this movie without talking about the movie. The movie is nearly 20 years old, so spoiler alert for the ending of this movie. Jake Gyllenhaal's character dies, and Heath Ledger goes to Jake Gyllenhaal's character's parents' house, and there's just a specific scene where he goes and grabs a shirt that Jake Gyllenhaal's character once wore with him, and it's such a beautiful, powerful scene. And then the very final scene of the movie is Heath Ledger's character talking with his oldest daughter, and just the pain that this man has gone. It's a very sad ending, but such a powerful ending. Heath Ledger does such a great job, and it is such a beautiful movie. It's Pride Month. This is a great movie to watch for Pride Month. Yes, it is gay cowboys, and yes, there are scenes that I don't necessarily need to see necessarily, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, it is a beautiful movie, though. A tad bit long, I would say. Pacing issues, hard to tell how many years go by. Besides that, it is a phenomenal movie. I'm going to give this movie a solid 8 out of 10. I really do enjoy this movie. The last time I watched it was probably about 10 years ago. I don't feel the need to watch it again anytime soon, but at the same time, it is a great movie especially as Pride Month. Go ahead and check it out for that reason. It is a really great movie. If you're looking to help celebrate Pride Month a little bit, that's a movie to watch. It's streaming on Peacock. So, Brokeback Mountain, great movie. Next up, we are talking about Ms. Marvel. It's episode 3. The more and more I watch this show, the more and more I realize that this is a great kids Marvel series. If there is a little girl who has never watched a single Marvel movie, this might be a good thing for a little girl to watch. It's also great that it deals with the Pakistani. Did I say that right? Pakistani. Anyways, it deals with other cultures, and I love that we are getting into that. We've seen, a wedding, and the show has some really great action sequences. Visual effects are fairly great. It really is just a fun show. Again, I don't want to talk too much in depth of this show until the show is just kind of completely over. But I'm really enjoying Ms. Marvel. It's creative, it's fun. That's the best thing I can say. It's just fun. It's not something serious like Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness was. It's just a fun thing, and if kids are watching this, they're going to love it. That's what I think with this show anyway. So not much else to say about that. Oh, guys, that is sour. I'm sorry, that is sour. Not much to say about this one, but it is a good time to watch. Next up, guys, I watched the last season of Love, Victor. I have, first of all, in 2018, I had a friend at the time who had went and saw Love, Simon on a date and was just raving about Love, Simon. And I was someone that went, it doesn't look like a movie for me. Not anything to do with the fact that the character's gay or anything like that. It looked like it was going to be one of those generic, boring, coming-of-age movies. And when I finally watched the movie, I was so surprised. It is not generic. It is not boring. It's not over the top. There's definitely some moments that are a little over the top, which are the moments of that movie that I don't particularly love. But it is a beautiful coming of age movie. It's a beautiful coming of age movie that we can all relate to. So Love, Simon was a movie that I absolutely loved. And when I heard there was this Love, Victor spinoff series, I believe in 2020 it came out. It was COVID. I went, you know what? Let's check it out. And again, I was pleasantly surprised by Love, Victor. Victor, we talked about Ms. Marvel and how it shows different cultures. Victor is Latino. He lives with a family that, you know, goes to church, does not believe in how would I say that, homosexuality, does not believe in gay, and so the fact that first season that Victor is in the closet, and the first season ends with him telling his parents, "I'm gay." What a powerful series that first season was. Second season dealt more with him, with his first boyfriend, his first love. I didn't love the second season quite as much as the first. And then this third season came about, and this one dealt more with the complicated relationship he had with his first boyfriend. Benji is the boyfriend's name. He is an alcoholic. He's been in rehab a few times. Benji's parents feel that Victor is the reason why Benji's drinking, because their relationship is messy at times. They argue quite a bit, which is all relationships. All relationships should have anger and fighting in it because, something's weird on my foot. Anyways, guys, I'm talking about my feet on an episode of Code Man Movies. This is just how weird Cody is, guys. Anyways, guys, overall, this has been a really enjoyable series. Going back to Ms. Marvel, this is a good series for teenagers who maybe be struggling with their sexuality. There's just a lot of great things in here. This is also a great series to watch with for teenagers and such like that, who are going through their first relationships, I think. Whenever we are in a relationship for the first time, a lot of our thoughts are, wow, this is the one. I'm so in love. I know what love is. And that's not always the case. And that is why the last episode, the series finale of this show, I was really disappointed in. Because at the end of the show, everyone ends up with the person they wanted to be with. There are no issues at all. Just everyone ends up together. And it's a little too unrealistic in my eyes. It just wouldn't work that way. Victor and Benji end up together, which I totally bought. At the end of the series, Benji comes to this realization that he hasn't been drinking because of Victor. Part of the reason that he and Victor fight is Benji's parents. And Benji's parents have kind of been toxic. While he has appreciated his parents, he has realized he needs to do things for himself and not do what his parents tell him. I really related to that. My parents are very overprotective and toxic at times, and I've had to learn and still struggle with getting away from that. And that's something I really connected to. So I loved that dynamic. I loved how that ended. I don't really like how that is like covering the poster. I have started creating notes so that I can do some better bullet points on the things I'm talking about, so I'm not all over the place. Another thing I'm trying to do just to make these videos a little better. So, I don't know, can you really see it? Maybe you can see it a little bit, that I have notes up by the poster, but it was covering the poster a little bit, and I was driving nuts. You can't really see it, which is good. My head's covering it, which is great. Kind of what I wanted. Yeah, good job, Cody. Anyways, guys, I really liked that dynamic. Pilar, and I forget what his friend's name is. I can't remember. But Victor's sister Pilar ends up dating Victor's friend. That relationship is kind of nice. Throughout this season, there are issues with the fact that Pilar's parents are overprotective and don't want her dating, essentially. Even though the person that she is dating is Victor's friend, someone that had an alcoholic mother and they took him in the second season, which was a beautiful, beautiful thing that happened in the first season or second season. I loved that it really showed his mother, especially when he came out as gay, was struggling to accept that. Her religion was like, no, you should not accept that. And it helped show that she needed to accept him for who he was. She had to accept his friend for having the life that he has had with his alcoholic mother. And again, it's interesting that in this season, the father was the one who had to have acceptance issues, while the mother in the second season was the one who had acceptance issues. And I just found that dynamic really cool. Then you have another one of Victor's friends. I can't remember their names. She wants to, her father is remarried and is having a child. She wants to be a good big sister. She wants to be living over in that area. And that was one of the relationships I didn't like by the end. It's a long distance relationship. He's kind of just going to move with her up there kind of thing. And he's just immediately, she's my world. I need to do everything for her. I'm not going to do anything for me. The father even talks to him about it. And he's like, dude, you can't just make her your whole world. It doesn't work like that. You do things for yourself too. Found that unrealistic. It just didn't work out for me. What other relationships we got here? We have the other gay friend. Again, I can't remember any of the names in the show. But he, his arc kind of is nothing in this movie as well. He just, throughout the seasons we find that, he's made fun of because he acts gay, essentially. Or not acts gay. He's just out and openly gay. He's very flamboyant, and he's always made fun of it for it. And he kind of comes to terms with that and accepts who he is, but I didn't think that was really handled all that well. The other girl who was dating Victor's friend, she finds out that she's a lesbian. She loves women. That friend, or her girlfriend, was going to move because she wanted to move on in the world. And that kind of ended with a bow too, because she's like, oh, my mom has an apartment. Let's just stay in this apartment together. It's not in the town, but it's close. Didn't buy that. What other ones do we got? I think that's all of them. Oh, I also want to talk about Nick. So about halfway through the season, I think the character's name is Nick. That is really sour. It's good, but it's sour. Wow. I need to mix that with something. Hold on, 1 second. We're going to do one of these things today. I'm wearing pants today. I have some peach iced tea, and I'm just going to mix it in with that, because wow, that is sour. That's a little better. Am I still in the right angle now? I don't know. I'm hoping so. It's not really showing me. Okay. I am still good. I'm going to add a little bit more to that. That might taste a little better. I mean, it tastes really good. It's got a lot of flavor. It's just so sour. I don't love sour things. I do like sours, but it has to be a light sour. You know what I mean? Anyways, guys, Nick, I believe that is the character's name. Victor breaks up with Benji. Well, Benji breaks up with Victor towards the beginning of the season because of his addiction to alcohol. And Victor kind of hooks up with this guy named Nick, I believe is the name again. And they just hook up. They're friends with benefits. And Victor, after a couple times, is like, hey, you want to go hang out? And Nick's like, no, I'm just in this for the sex. Victor soon realizes that that's not what he wants. He needs a real relationship. And then Nick kind of is just forgotten about for a couple episodes before Benji says, yep, this is never ever going to happen. And then Nick comes along and is like, never mind, I want a relationship now. I didn't buy that at all. I really didn't. I didn't buy that this Benji didn't know Victor enough to really go, okay, you've convinced me not to do this. I didn't see enough of that. Maybe he did know him enough, but I didn't see enough to know that. And I just didn't buy that at the end, that Nick all of a sudden is a guy that wants a relationship now because Victor wanted a relationship. I didn't buy that at all, and I didn't like that at all. So overall, this show, I guess that's really towards the end of it. Overall, this show, it is an enjoyable show. I think this is a great show for teenagers to watch. Whether you're struggling with your sexuality or not, whether you're straight, gay, it doesn't matter. It's a love story at a time, and it's about finding yourself, realizing who you are, coming to terms with who you are, being happy with who you are. That's what this show is about. First season is definitely the best in my eyes. Second and third season are still good, and there's a lot of great moments, a lot of great character moments. But at the end of the day, they are a lot weaker than that first season. I think that first season is a nearly perfect show for teenagers to be watching. That first season is almost something that we should be showing in like schools, kind of thing. It's just showing you that it's okay to be you, accepting who you are. And I really like that. The last two seasons, though, great. Like I said, some great storylines, but weren't always my favorite. At the end, though, guys, there's just quite a bit here that I like. Just a lot that I related to that I have to overall give it a very positive score. I'm going to give it the same as I did Broken Clown. I'm going to give this like an 8 out of 10. This is a solid show, a show I think people should be watching. It's only 3 seasons, 28 episodes, I think. It's a great show for people to be watching of any age, really. Even parents, learning not to be overprotective. There are quite a few parents in the show that are way too overprotective. And it's something that parents should see and realize that they're growing. They need to grow. We need to let our kids grow. We need to let our kids be kids. So they're not crazy, psychotic people like Cody is. Just saying. Next up, guys, I watched Obi-Wan Kenobi. I rewatched all 6 episodes. I did it in about 2 days' time. I really wanted to rewatch this one again for some reason. And I think this is the first show that I have, like, felt the need to rewatch since, like, WandaVision. And I don't necessarily know why. I think because the internet is very much hateful of the show. And as I was watching it, I didn't hate it. Do I think it's the most incredible thing in the world? No. But I didn't hate it. And so I wanted to go through it and see if I could figure out why people are hating on it so much. And the big thing I have found throughout all of this is inconsistencies. Inconsistencies with the prequels, inconsistencies with the sequels, and inconsistencies with the sequels. But mostly the prequels and I should say the original, not the sequels. The originals. I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan. I've seen all the live-action Star Wars stuff, besides Book of Boba Fett, only thing I have not seen. And I'm a casual fan. I enjoy watching these things. Do I understand all this stuff and the rules? No. Do I know all the characters necessarily when they pop on screen? No. Do I understand all these Easter eggs? No. I don't love Star Wars the way I love Marvel or even DC stuff. So that right there is something I immediately realize is that I'm just not necessarily the demographic that I should definitely have an opinion, but I'm not the demographic that should be necessarily commenting on all those things because I don't know anything about it. And if I don't know what I'm talking about, I'm not going to talk about it. You know what I mean? But anyways, that is the big thing I've realized about this show. But starting from the beginning, though, I like seeing Luke as just this broken down man. We really see it in episode 1 and 2 of a man who went through this experience of training Anakin Skywalker and leaving his friend for dead. Well, he thought he was dead. But anyways, leaving his friend for dead. I like seeing that. Ewan McGregor is such a phenomenal actor. He does such a great job of showing just a pained and broken down man. The show, it definitely got cartoony at certain points. Mostly just that first episode with that weird chase with Leia. And that's my other my real big negative of the movie is this TV series is called Obi-Wan Kenobi. And it focuses so much on Leia. And that's where my inconsistencies come in. Leia and Luke act as if they've never seen Obi-Wan Kenobi. They don't know what a lightsaber is. They don't know what Force is. They don't know what Jedi necessarily fully is. And the fact, or at least in A New Hope, they act like that. And in this show, they definitely know what this is. They're 10-year-old kids. They know all this crap. They're going to remember this stuff when they're in their 20s and their 30s. No way you don't. They nearly died at so many different points. And I don't buy that they just forget all these things or just kind of go, oh yeah, I have a slight memory of you. So I didn't buy that. I just wanted this. Leia does not need to be in this show. That's my big thing. I think you could have just had a Leia show. Take out Leia, have Obi-Wan Kenobi, just in pain of the fact that his friend, he killed his friend, or so he thought, and now realizing that he's Darth Vader and having to go confront Darth Vader. That's what the series needed to be about, not this Leia crap. There's also the character of Reva. She's in the show. Again, you could have just had a Reva show. And it would have been a real interesting show. Heck, you could have just had a Darth Vader show and had Reva's character in there, being one of the group of children that was attacked in whatever episode it is, episode 3. That could have been an interesting thing if you'd had it in a different show. You also knew right away that she was going to become a good guy, and that was something that bugged me because she cut off a man's hand just for fun, essentially. She's killed so many different people. She's become such a brutal human being. For her to just all of a sudden go good, I don't buy it. She's just done way too much. Excuse me. There needed to be more there if that's what they were going to do. And again, don't put it in an Obi-Wan movie. Put it, or TV show. Put it in, you could have maybe did it with Darth Vader, I think. I think it could have fit in with that. But too much screen time was dedicated to Reva when it's Obi-Wan Kenobi. I just don't understand why she was there. Let's talk about Kumail Nanjiani. I can't say his name. His character. I can't remember what the character's name is either. Was he really needed in this show? Second episode, third episode, whatever one it is, he's a fake Jedi conning people and he's acting like himself. And then he's kind of there in the last episode saying, I promise I'll get Leia home. And he's also there to grab some things, drop some things so that things can move forward. He really didn't need to be in this show. And it was just kind of distracting because he is Kumail Nanjiani. I can't say his name. I just didn't feel he was really needed. And then I just didn't feel he's needed. There's some characters in the show that definitely just don't really feel needed. And then there's like big actors playing them. O'Shea Jackson Jr., is that his name? I think. He's just here to say a few lines. I mean, he's maybe had the entire series. He had maybe a page of dialogue. He doesn't have much to talk about. I guess they do give him some character in the sense that his wife was a Jedi and brutally murdered because she was a Jedi. So there is that, I guess. It gives him motivation to want to help out Obi-Wan Kenobi fight the Empire. I guess I liked him more than Kumail Nanjiani. I can't say his name. Kumail's character. But he almost didn't feel needed. Again, going back to some of the Leia stuff as well. She's kidnapped twice in this series, and Obi-Wan has to go save her. She could have been kidnapped once, brought back home. That would have been a cool cameo for 1 or 2 episodes. She didn't need to be in the entire show. I really didn't enjoy that. I think that was episode 4, that again, she's kidnapped. Great action sequences in that episode of 4. With the underwater stuff, I enjoyed that. It didn't feel that prequel-y to me. It just felt fun and awesome. Drowning stormtroopers, it's cool. Like I said, great action sequences. It was just kind of repetitive. Like, it just didn't need to happen again. She was already kidnapped. We got it. We saw that from episode 1 that she was kidnapped, and she had to be saved in episode 2. We didn't need to do it again in episode 4 and in episode 5. It just seemed like too much. I really enjoyed the last episode quite a bit. It was my favorite part in the entire series. The action sequences, they were on that weird rock planet with Obi-Wan and Darth Vader, were absolutely phenomenal. The fight scene on the one planet where Darth puts Obi-Wan into the fire, like, haha, this is what you did to me. Love that sequence as well. The fight sequences between Obi-Wan and Vader were absolutely fantastic. They were promising us this epic battle between Obi-Wan and Anakin Skywalker, and they gave us that. I will hands down agree with that happened. The ending, though, the very little bit of ending was just dumb in my eyes. Again, just everything with Luke and Reva was dumb. And the fact that Luke is asking in episode 4, you know, he doesn't know what a lightsaber is. He doesn't know what the Force is. You almost died because of those two things. Both sugar beans that you don't remember those things. I just don't buy that. Leia, he's just telling Leia, oh, we can't talk that we know each other. It's too dangerous. So she's pretending not to know him in A New Hope, even when they're together alone? Bull hefferding. I don't buy that one bit. And then Liam Neeson's cameo. While I liked it in a sense, he's like, I haven't been here because you didn't get there. You needed to get there. You need to be in that headspace. And he did get in that headspace finally. I liked that. But then how he just says, come on, we gotta go. Like, it was just kind of there and dumb, and there was no point to it almost. Just to have Liam Neeson back, I guess, but didn't love it. Overall, this is not a bad show in my eyes. I enjoyed this show. There's some great action sequences. The Vader stuff was absolutely fantastic. Hayden Christensen coming back. Yeah, there was that one episode where they should have probably de-aged him, and he looks like an old man playing a 10-year-old or whatever, 20-year-old, however old he's supposed to be. I didn't buy that. So what I will say at the end of the day, there's just a lot of things in this series that I didn't buy. And I keep saying movie because this should have been a movie. It's 6 episodes at 30 minutes. You do your math on that. It's essentially a 3-hour, 30-minute movie, right? But I also said how, like, episode 4 and 5, it was, again, kidnapping Leia. You could have taken that out, made it 4 episodes, which is about a 2-hour movie or a 2.5-hour movie. Should have just been a movie. I think it seriously could have been a movie, and I think it would have been more enjoyable. I honestly do. It would have taken out some of the fluff, and we could have spent less time with Leia and made it more Obi-Wan and this pain he has of letting down the man he trained, a friend of his. That's what it should have been about. And instead, it just wasn't that. The moments with Darth Vader and Obi-Wan were so powerful, especially at the end there when Obi-Wan is crying and he's saying, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry for all of this. And then Anakin Skywalker goes, Darth says, I killed Anakin. He doesn't exist anymore. You did nothing. It's all me. And then the fact that Obi-Wan just kind of lets Vader live is awful because so many people have died in just leading up to episode 4 and stuff. So that was a little bit weird. But, you know, overall it was a great show. I enjoyed it. I had fun with it enough that I watched it twice. I'll give this show a 7 out of 10. It was very, very good. I enjoyed it. I know a lot of people didn't, and that's fine if you didn't enjoy it. It is what it is. So yeah. Next up, guys, Black Phone. This is a movie I was very excited to see from the director of Doctor Strange and Exorcism of Emily Rose and Sinister. All 3 of those movies didn't love. I liked. So I was, the trailer, the poster, just the premise of this movie seemed so amazing that I was so very excited for this movie. And I went and saw it yesterday, and while I did enjoy it, I didn't love this movie. If you don't know the premise of this one, a boy is kidnapped, put in the basement of this guy's house, and there is a phone. The phone rings, and it is victims who have also been kidnapped by this guy and have died. So their ghosts calling him, telling them, trying to help him get out of this basement. The child actors in this movie are really great. I will say that. I want to make sure this is going since we're on our last review here. Yes. Okay. Perfect. The child actors in this movie are actually fantastic, which can be very hard to do for a movie. My problem with this movie is the adult characters. More than anything, is adult characters in this movie. The father of this child, for example, he is shown, his first scene really is him beating his daughter. Beating his daughter because she has these visions, which we literally find out there's a reason for it. I don't want to spoil it too much, but the first scene we see him is beating his child for these dreams that she's having. And by the end of the movie, we are supposed to buy that he is a good guy willing to change. I did not buy that. Once a beater, always a beater. I didn't buy that an experience changed him in this way. At least this wasn't a big enough experience for him to change his ways. Maybe I'm wrong about that. That's just the way I felt. Ethan Hawke's character has nothing to him. He's just a guy. He likes to play these mind games with kids. That I was fine with. I was watching behind the scenes, actually, and they were talking about Joker and how you don't know anything about him. Hannibal Lecter, how you really don't know much about him. They're very mysterious. I like that with the character. There is also a sibling in this movie to a character that does not need to be in the movie. Absolutely does not need to be in the movie. And the fact that he is in the movie and doesn't know about some of the things going on is absolutely ridiculous and stupid. And then there's just kind of this twist at the end of the movie. I would have bought it more if the brother was in a different location, and just a lot of characters that have nothing and really don't need to be in the movie, or I just don't buy them. I don't buy some of the character arcs. Excuse me. So a lot of adults in this movie I just did not enjoy. And then just kind of the ghosts themselves, I didn't necessarily buy everything that was going on with them. I don't know. There's just a lot of things I didn't buy. I didn't fully enjoy. It is beautifully directed, I will say that. Beautifully acted. And there is a lot of great tension in this movie. I had the theater to myself watching this one yesterday, and thank God, because I was screaming and yelling, "Why the fuck are you doing that? Why are you doing that? No, stop, why, oh my God, you're an idiot." I was doing a lot of that kind of stuff, so I'm glad no one else was in the theater. I like horror movies, even though I'm a huge freaking scaredy cat. I love them, but I am the huge scaredy cat. I am the one screaming and yelling in the theater. And so that's why I enjoyed this movie in a sense that it was very good at building tension. It did a great job of building tension. But at the end of the day, I was just kind of with this movie. The ending was just a little too wrapped up. They throw this twist in towards the ending, which is just kind of dumb when you think about it. Yeah, there's just a lot of these little things that kind of come together that made me not enjoy this movie quite as much as I really wanted to. I was at like a 9 out of 10 for excitement level on this movie, besides the fact that it was Scott Derrickson. I'm at like a 6 out of 10 for this movie as a whole. I don't see myself rewatching this movie a lot. The only reason I think I will probably end up watching this movie eventually is people are raving about this movie. So it might be one of those things that I go back, maybe in a different headspace. Maybe I was just tired yesterday. Maybe I wasn't feeling, I had a little bit of a headache at one point in the day. And I wonder if that helped with it. Maybe I was just tired. I don't know. That might be one of the things. Oh, I'm still tired. I work too much at my job. I think I'm going to be quitting soon. In fact, I know I'm going to be quitting soon. But I'm going to go another month through this job, or another 2 months probably with this job. Anyways, we're talking about my job now, not what we came here to do. We're talking about Black Phone. All in all, it was an enjoyable movie. It's not a movie I absolutely loved. And from watching the teaser, the first trailer, whatever it was, and just hearing the things about this movie, made me really excited. At the end of the day, I just didn't love it. So that's Black Phone. That's all the movie. Oh, shoot. Anyways, guys, that's all the movies I've watched this week, guys. We have one movie coming out this next week, I believe. We're going to take a little sidetrack. I thought I got the poster for the second Minions movie. Maybe I didn't, though. Hey, there is a trailer for Hocus Pocus 2 out, guys. Don't love the first Hocus Pocus, but that's out, I guess. I might have to watch that later. Anyways, guys, let's see. What do we got this week? Doesn't it show what movies are coming out? Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I am that tired. From your watch list, top picks. Let's go. Oh, I almost spilled my beer. Well, I dribbled some. I'm going to have to clean my carpet again. I do that a lot, guys. Movies coming out this week. I think it's just Minions. Could be wrong. Is The Gray Man coming out Is Paws of Fury coming out this week, too? Pretty sure it's just... Okay, Beauty. I don't know that movie. It's going to be on Netflix. Okay, maybe I'll watch that one. Minions is coming out, except it is limited. Attack on Finland. Don't know much of these movies. I think they're smaller movies that I won't get a chance to see, at least right now. God, I'm so sorry, guys. So Minions is the big one coming out this week that I will probably end up watching eventually. I have not had a chance to see Elvis. Thought maybe I would go see it today, but it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to see it today. It's just such a long movie. It's almost a 3-hour movie with trailers. So I don't think I'm going to get to go see it today. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see what happens with my day. It's also movie day with my movie group, so we're watching Twister this week. Kind of excited for that. Minions is the movie that's coming out next week. I did not enjoy that first Minions. This movie's like a 2 out of 10 excitement level for me. Elvis is like a 7 out of 10. I don't like Baz Luhrmann. I think I talked about this last week, but I don't like Baz Luhrmann. Elvis is a character I know a little about, so it's interesting enough, but I don't know that I'm super excited to see it. And Minions, I'm just not that excited for. But I'll watch all Despicable Me movies maybe this week. And yeah, we'll go from there, I guess. So yeah, guys, that's Codeman Movies this week. Thank you so much to everyone who is actually watching this. The fact that my last couple videos, the last month of videos have been in the thousands range, that's so awesome to me. I'm so grateful for that. I'm not going to be one of those people saying, hey guys, make sure you like, subscribe, all that crap. But if you are enjoying this, please do subscribe. Please do like it. Please do share. I really do just want to build a community where we just talk about movies. This is what I love doing. This is my therapy. This is what keeps me going in life is movies. So if you feel the same way, please do subscribe, like all that crap. I don't really care at the end of the day, though. I just like doing this because it's fun. So yeah, guys, I hope you have a great week. Keep drinking some beers. Check out your local breweries, all that stuff. Go to your local drive-in if you can. I have a drive-in 15 minutes from me, and I'm sad that I never get to go. I just work too much, and the times that they're open are not when I'm open. So that's unfortunate. But yeah, so if you can, go do those things, guys. Keep being you. It is Pride Month, guys. Be yourself. Be happy. Be healthy. Now I'm just quoting a cereal box commercial. And hey, there's nothing wrong with that, right? Anyways, guys, have yourself a great week. We will see you next time.